eggs, caterpillar, to pupa or chrysalis, to the adult butterfly. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Jarring Science Club. I'm your host, Brenda, and today we're going to be learning about the life cycle of a butterfly. This is part of our life cycle unit in the Jarring Science Club, and you can find the worksheets, the lesson plan, and everything you need to teach this lesson if you subscribe to the club. For this experiment, you're going to need some craft supplies or Play-Doh or clay or something like that. You will need 4 jars, you will need a paper and a pencil, and you will need examples of the life cycle stages of a butterfly. All right, let's get started. To make the model of our butterfly stages. I'm going to start with the easiest thing, which is the eggs. A lot of times butterfly eggs are white or yellow. I'm going to make them from orange just so we can see them a little better. Here we have our grass that I'm going to use as a representation for our leaf. And I'm going to make some butterfly eggs. Butterfly eggs are very small, so I'm going to make really small pieces here. A lot of times a butterfly will lay quite a few eggs at once. And then as the wind blows, the caterpillars can emerge in different locations. A lot of times the butterflies will stick the eggs onto the back of leaves, and then the sticky substance hardens and the eggs stick to the leaf no matter what happens to the leaf. As long as the leaf doesn't get eaten or destroyed, the eggs are safe on the back. So we're going to simulate that here with our model. All right, now we're going to put that in our jar. Carefully, if we can. So we lost some eggs there. That's okay. All right, here's our egg model. Now we're going to move on to the caterpillar. Caterpillars a lot of times, sometimes they're brightly colored and sometimes they're dark colored. So we're gonna do a mix here. Now a caterpillar usually has a bunch of small segments of body and a bunch of little legs. And it's hard to mimic how many legs there are, but I'm gonna do my best. So we're gonna take our little segments here and stick them together. A lot of times the back of a caterpillar will have a little pointy end. And I'm gonna take some black here and give our caterpillar a head and some little pinchers so they can munch on those yummy leaves. Legs too. And I'm going to give it legs on this side. All right, this is our caterpillar, which represents the growth stage. The egg represents the birth stage. So we're gonna put her in there. All right, there's our caterpillar. Now we're going to move on to the chrysalis stage, and that's where the pupa makes a hard container to keep it safe while it transforms from a caterpillar into a butterfly. So I'm gonna sort of mimic that by making a flat piece here and having this little bit here represent our pupa, our little caterpillar mid-transformation in there. And during this process, it's very fascinating because the caterpillar basically turns into goo. It transforms, metamorphosizes from the caterpillar into the butterfly, and it's a really fascinating process. There's lots of videos to watch if you want to see that happen. So I'm going to wrap that up in there to kind of mimic the chrysalis kind of a thing that we've got going on here. And a lot of times it forms this kind of J shape, suspend from the top of the jar like this. And if you could figure out a way to glue your model to the top of the jar, that would be a good way to do it for this stage. And that's our pupa stage. And then finally, we get to make the model of our butterfly. And as you know, a butterfly has 3 parts. It has a head, an abdomen, and a thorax. Well, here is our head. Does not have to be perfect. Mine certainly won't be. Then we're gonna give our butterfly some wings here. flare out from there. Doesn't have to be perfect at all. There's one little wing, another little wing. And the way that you can tell if it is a butterfly or a moth is if it's a butterfly, when it's at rest, it'll put its wings up like this. But if it's a moth, it'll put its wings behind it like that. So this is a butterfly. So we're gonna have it stick its wings up, and we'll give it some pretty colors because most butterflies have a lot of pretty colors. So then we'll reattach it. All right, and then we need to give our butterfly its little antenna, and then we'll give her little legs. Butterflies have long legs, but it's kind of hard to make from Play-Doh, so I'm gonna do my best here. Definitely not a perfect model, but that is, oh, she fell over. That is okay. As the adult butterfly, the female lays the eggs to create the next stage of reproduction before she dies. And there she is inside the jar. So now we have all of our stages. First we have the egg stage, then the caterpillar stage, then the pupa stage, and finally the adult stage. And you can see how each stage flows from one to the other. Eggs, caterpillar, to pupa or chrysalis, to the adult butterfly, and then back to the egg stage.